Go ahead. All right, guys, welcome to camp. Do we have any questions? We'll get started. All right, I saw Brenda was here. Brenda, you know you've got a question. Where are you at? Hey. Oh, Amy.
Hey, how's that new baby?
Baby's good. The sitter just got here and he's taking a nap, so we're good.
Aw, cool. He's growing, I'll bet.
He is. We weighed him this morning. He's 11 pounds, so he's a
Wow.
big boy. I know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, yes. So loving it. All right, Miss Amy, do you have a question?
I do. I've been trying to upload pictures. I'm using Safari as my browser. Select the picture off of my computer and it just spins and spins and spins.
Got
I've
it.
probably tried a dozen and have yet to get one to upload successfully. So wondering if you could help with that.
The first thing I'd love for you to do is try using Chrome to upload. Actually, let me ask you a question real quick. Do you know if your picture is a PNG, a JPEG, or a HEIC?
I've tried all three.
You've tried all three. Okay. First step I want you to do is try Chrome. If you can't get it to work on Chrome, I want you to email the photo itself to, and I'm going to put it in the chat right here. Email
Okay.
the photo to support at Create My Cookbook, and what they can do is they'll try to upload it on their end. If they can't get it to upload, they can look at the file and see what's going on. Um, but most likely they'll be able to just upload it for you on their end and they'll put it in your account.
Okay. So I've already tried to upload a dozen. So
Okay.
I can't get them to upload in Chrome, just send all the pictures to them.
Yeah, just send it to them, email it to them, and they'll pop them in your account for you.
Okay. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy. All right. Any other questions? I see Miss Barbara. Hi, you're muted, bottom left corner. It's a little microphone. Um,
I
there
got
you
it.
are. Yay.
Okay. I have a question. When I uploaded a whole bunch of recipes, for some reason I can't find them now, or when I have found them accidentally,
Yeah.
I can't find them now, but they just said reviewed and they weren't anywhere else. So I don't know what to do with that.
Okay. Are you using We Type It? Is that what you're using?
I've used that
Okay.
and they said I had to send it in JPEG form. I thought a doc form was okay too, if I was
For-
uploading it without you typing it.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me show you. I'm going to share my screen really quickly and walk you through exactly how to do that. There we go. All right. So if you have anything other than a JPEG or a PNG, you're going to want to use import my recipes. This is meant for Word docs, PDFs, things like that.
Okay.
So what you'll do is you'll choose the file
Okay.
and it will, I don't have one right on hand. I should put one in here. Uh, you'll select the file. Let me see if I have one. Sorry, I gotta move you guys. I got too many things on my screen. There we go. And oh, you can't see it. Oh man, you can't see my you'll upload the file and import, and then from here, you should be able to. Gosh, just let me send it.
Okay.
Helpful if I can. Sorry, I'm trying to find a document in my computer that I could upload real quick. I'm going to make a note of this and make a file that has samples so that I'll be ready to go in the future with a file on hand. Let's see. There's one called appetizer. Let's use this. Okay. So we'll import the document. It'll extract the text, and then from here you should get it. You should be able to review them like this. You could
Right.
select your
That's just,
recipe.
isn't that just for like you type it?
This is for import my recipe, which is anything not
Okay.
uh like a photo. So if you had like
Oh,
a PDF or a Word document,
okay.
and you can send that to your recipe box. And from
Okay.
here, you can go into any of your books. It doesn't matter.
I only have one.
Okay, perfect. Because the recipe box is shared across all of your cookbooks.
Okay.
And here you should see that recipe. The easiest way to add it is you can either grab all of your recipes and batch add them to your book, or
Okay.
if you have a specific place in the book and you want to manually put it in, you can just come in, hit the plus button after, and add a recipe page.
Okay.
Search your recipes.
Okay.
If it has a line through it, it means it's already in your book.
Okay.
All right. For We Type It, if you ever need to review any of those, you can pop in and these are already reviewed, but you can open them up and you can see them. They'll automatically be in your account though.
Okay. So I'm looking right now, it's on this We Type It category. And
Okay.
the after the title of what it is, it says reviewed. What does that mean? Reviewed.
Does it look like this right here?
Yeah.
Okay. If you reviewed, that means that you've already looked at it and it's in your book. And so the way to get to that recipe is to just go into your account,
Yeah.
go to your recipe box, and it should be appear in your box. You could search for that recipe name.
Okay. Let me see if I
There's a
can
little
find it.
there's a little filter here, and you can search your recipes by name.
Okay. So if I go to my recipe box, I didn't see one of them. Well, let me see if I can find it real quick.
Mhm.
Recipes. Okay, now I see it. Okay. But it keeps adding chocolate chip cookies, and I don't make those.
Oh, funny. There is a sample recipe that's in there, just to
Okay.
get you started. And I would guess that's what it is.
Okay.
You could delete it or disregard it. If you're still seeing it in there, you could reach out to support and they'll go in and help you delete it.
Okay.
Perfect. Awesome. Anything else, Miss Barbara?
No, I think that's it for the moment. Thank you.
Of course. All right, Miss Jan. Oh, you're muted. Bottom left corner, there's a little microphone.
Okay, good morning.
morning.
I just wanted to comment on the person's question before, Barbara. I had the same experience trying to import photos, and I have Apple products, so I had actually emailed to create my cookbook, and it still wouldn't work. I was doing Safari. I even tried my daughter-in-law's on Chrome, could not get
Okay.
pictures in. But then I tried it on both my iPhone and my iPad. Yes, I'm very spoiled. I have 3 Apple products.
Yeah,
Some are like 14 years old, but anyway, I do have them.
that's okay. Hey,
And
they work.
and I can get the photos in. So I can upload from my iPhone. I can upload, in with my iPad, but I still cannot with my Mac. So I don't know. I'm sorry, I forgot who asked that question before, but possibly if you have another device, just try it on there, and can't explain why it works, but it
That's
does.
yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'll pass that along and we'll look into it. It's so strange because I'm on a Mac as well, and that is so bizarre.
Yeah. I don't know,
And you
my Mac's really old.
okay,
Yeah, it's on its last upgrade. They told me like if there's going to be another, whatever, what is that, OS or whatever it is, but anyway, that'll be it for my Mac. So
got it.
that could be why. I don't know, but I'm
Possibly.
just
Yeah.
thrilled that it works on my
Yeah.
other
And if you ever
devices.
get in a bind, just email it to support and they'll pop it in for you.
Oh,
It'll be
trust me, you wouldn't want to. We're cooking and then taking a photo of every recipe.
wow. Oh my
There's
goodness.
gonna be like, yeah, somewhere around 90 photos.
What a great
Yeah,
book. Oh
yeah,
wow.
it is. I'm excited. Thank you.
Oh
Yeah. So
gosh.
anyway, that was just my comment, and no questions right now.
Okay, that was Miss Amy. Amy says she's on a Mac too, so maybe that's why. That is I- Amy, if you don't mind, if you'll let us know which device you're on, and what current iOS you're on, the up-to-date iOS, just so that we can let our team know and we'll take a look at it. I appreciate it. All right, any other questions? Miss Barbara? Yes.
Yes. How do you add photos to your recipe? Because if I
Oh,
have, I've taken
that's a good question.
like
Yeah.
some of the recipes that I have, like I have a picture of my daughter helping me make fudge when she was
Yeah.
young, like 4 years old. And I
Yeah.
wanted to pop it in where that recipe was.
Absolutely. That's a great idea. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to go to the recipe page. There's two options. You could either add a photo page before or after. Do you wanted a full photo page in there? Which is just the plus icon, or you can edit the recipe page and select a layout that includes a photo. And from here, you'll go to the picture tab and you can upload a photo either from your computer or from Facebook. We also have lots of stock photos, which are great if you ever want to include some photos. I like to do photos of ingredients. So if it's like a recipe for cake, I might add a pretty picture of flour, just to, kind of.
I'm missing a step then because I've got the recipe open but I don't see any plus sign or anything to edit
Are you in the book like this, like I am?
no, I'm in
Are you in the recipe box?
yeah.
Okay, you're gonna first want to add all those recipes to your book. So you'll select them all, batch action, add to book, and then you'll select one of, you can either select a layout with photos, but that'll include the layout on a photo with every recipe. I like this first one or the one down here. These are my two favorite layouts. And you can go in and edit the page that you want to add a photo. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
So I go in to, let's see, the cookbook. I guess I'm confused. If I've got my cookbook open,
Uh-huh.
and then I go from, I'm just thinking.
No.
Okay, so if I do that, and then I just go find the recipe inside of the cookbook.
It's in your recipe box. You first got to add it to the book.
Okay, it's in there. It's in the
Okay.
book.
Barbara, would you be okay if we did use you as a little bit of a guinea pig? Would you share your email with me just directly in the chat, and I could pull it up and show could I share my screen and show everybody how to
Okay,
do it?
so where do I do
Go to
that?
the chat, the bottom where it says chat,
Okay,
and
all right.
select just me, Christina Gibson. So you can send it just to me. That way no one else sees your email.
Okay,
Send it over and I will proxy your account and we can have a quick demonstration on how to do this.
awesome.
Perfect. All right, I've got it. So I'm gonna log into your account
Okay,
and we'll go over how to do this real quick. Okay, let me share my screen.
I have to, on that one particular recipe, like on the peanut butter fudge, I
Yeah.
haven't finished it out. I need to edit the recipe, but on any of them, actually,
So all of these, or do you want all these recipes except for the chocolate chip cookie in your account, in your book?
yeah, I'll add that if I want it later.
Of course. All right, we're gonna add these to your book.
I think they're already in there.
If they have a check mark, they're in there. If they don't have a check mark, they're not in the book. So we're gonna make sure all
Okay,
so this is
okay,
gonna insert the pages. It'll also insert your section dividers if they're needed.
okay.
A quick little tip while we're here. One of the first things I like to do is go to the arrange pages and make sure that everything's in the order that I like. It looks like you're
Mhm.
kind of in alphabetical: appetizers, bread, breakfast, candy, casseroles, cookies, desserts, main courses, making sure everything's in a good order for you. You look like you have desserts and dessert. Do you want to put those together?
Yes,
Okay, so let me show you how to do that.
okay,
Thought I saw desserts with an S. Dessert, you have desserts of all kinds, and then you have desserts just with an S. Which one are you wanting for the
just keep the one with just desserts.
just desserts? Okay,
Yeah,
so
not all kinds.
okay, and I'll pull that up. So if you pull this section divider up,
Okay.
And then hit auto arrange. That'll pull, let's see, onion rings. We want to add to appetizers. And you'll see some of them were not properly named, so I'm just going to fix those for you.
Okay.
Below, we're going to make that a main.
Yeah.
Set that category. And oops, did we not? Main, set category. All right. And oops, what was that last one? Soups and salads. We want to add, we may need to add a section divider.
See, I think I've got it mixed up a little bit because I have like soups and salads, and then I've got soups and sauces. I need to
Got it.
separate those somehow. I think that's what I did.
All right, so let's make sure they're all, another trick to make sure that they all have a category is if you just pop in here and look at this section right here.
Okay.
It's the chocolate chip cookies. They're in the book.
Okay.
And all this issue. Cookie. Here they are. Let's just delete those pages. Here we
And just insist on putting them in there.
No worries. All right. So now we can use the auto arrange and it'll drag those recipes to the section divider
Okay.
that they're named. And so I like to do that at the beginning just to make sure that I have everything in a nice order that I want. Like I'm noticing here you have soup and then you have soups and sauces. So you might want to go in and edit those.
Okay.
What you said it was on the fudge was where you wanted to add a photo?
Yes.
Okay, so let's find the fudge. Okay, peanut butter fudge.
Right.
So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select a layout. You have one that includes a photo right there.
Okay.
The picture tab right here, and you're going to want to add the photo from your computer of your granddaughter.
Okay.
That'll insert it.
Okay.
Perfect. All right.
Great. That helps. Thank you.
Of course. All right. Amy, did you have a question?
Yes. So I was able to get the picture upload working in Chrome. So if anyone else has a MacBook, FYI, Safari doesn't work. But my next question is on the page layout. So when I'm using the page layout, the first one, and I have spacing between different steps, it looks nice. But when I switch to the recipe with a picture, then it takes the spacing between different steps and just mashes everything into one paragraph. Is there a way to preserve the line breaks?
Yeah, let me show you what I would do. So when you use the layout that you're talking about, let's go over this. This is a great one. That's Barbara. I'm just gonna keep using you as a guinea pig. If you select the layout that kind of has these paragraphs, it's going to just jam everything together. Those layouts are meant to try to condense everything as tightly as possible to fit it on the page. What you can do is select one with the page number. And if you don't want the number because you want it to have the consistency, all you have to do is come in and go to page direction step numbers and hide those direction step numbers. So now you have the breaks, but you don't have the numbers.
Right.
Hmm.
I found that, but is there a layout that includes a picture that will allow me to have line breaks?
Yes. So what you can do, let's see, this one right here, the full page with a small picture,
Okay.
that one
Good.
has the breaks and will allow it. The other thing that you can do is, let's see. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the one for the breaks.
So there's no way the layout that's above that one, the
This one right here.
one with the large photo to the left,
Oh, the second one. Yeah.
that photo, that layout, there's no way to preserve line breaks in that one?
No, it's not gonna preserve the line breaks on that one.
Okay.
Write that down as a good feature to add.
I will. Thank you. I appreciate it. pass that along.
I mean, especially since it sounds like more and more people are using photos.
Yeah, absolutely. I will pass that along.
Thanks.
Of course. All right, I'm gonna pop in here and see if we have any other questions. Nancy wants to know, is there a correct way to credit a recipe? If you have a recipe from a chef. So when you we'll go over copyright issues. When you sign up for an account at Create My Cookbook, you're agreeing that all the recipes you enter, you have rights to print. That being said, you theoretically cannot copyright a list of ingredients. You just can't. And so you, but when so my point being is when we can't, we're not lawyers. We don't, when you add a recipe, you're agreeing, saying like, I own the rights to this recipe. It's my recipe and I'm giving you the permission to print it. If you have, a lot of times we will print, my grandmother's recipes. I'll include her name, but I know she's passed, but I have permission to use her recipes. They've been passed down to me. I inherited her recipe box. So hopefully that helps. What's the max number of recipes you can include? Miriam, that's a trick question, but so the way it works is there's not a max number of recipes that you can include. But what there there are page limitations on different binding styles. Would anybody, I can go over all the different binding styles we have. Would that be helpful for everyone? Yeah. Okay. I see Tammy shaking her head. We'll do that. So, and I have some. I'm going to pull up the page. I'm going to kind of go back and forth. Because I want to show you what it is on the site, but I also want to show you in person what these look like. Okay. So if you go to the website and go to the bottom under products, you can click personal. These are all of our personal binding styles. We have 2 soft cover options, and I'm going to show you these. The soft cover YRO can hold up to 262 pages. And so with 2 recipes per page, you could probably comfortably fit 300 recipes in that one. And the softcover Perfect Bound holds up to 312 pages. So you could probably comfortably fit, close to 450 to 500, depending on the number of section dividers, things like that. One thing about the softcover YRO that I really like, it has an exposed wire through the back. And the reason for this is so that the book can lie flat when you're cooking, and it can be bent like this for easy access. This is a very functional book. It's great in the kitchen with the lie flat. The softcover Perfect Bound is a really it's a perfect bound book. It is not a lie flat. I don't have an issue with it. I either throw a wooden spoon over it or pop it in a cookbook stand. It's really pretty. It looks really nice. Oops, did I freeze? Give that a second. It looks really nice on a oh, can y'all tell I'm a little bit sleep deprived? On a shelf. That's the word. I was like, man, the thing that goes on the wall. A shelf. So those are the 2 soft cover options. Then we have 3 hardcover options. I'm going to show you those on the site real quick, and then I'll stop sharing and actually show them to you in person. So we have the hardback YRO, the ring binder, and the hardback case bound. So my personal favorite, and it's my favorite book of all the books, are the hardback ring binder and the hardback YRO. They're exactly the same book. Their only difference is whether you want a ringed binder inside that you can add pages to later, or if you want the YRO inside. Both of these books can hold 200 pages. And so they lie flat like this, and they just they're really nice. They look really nice books. There's also the hardback case bound. This is really good if you're wanting a coffee table, like heirloom book that's going to sit out for people to flip through, lots of photos. That's always my suggestion. is the hardback case bound for like the coffee table look. If it's in the kitchen, it's functional, you want to use it all the time, that's the YRO and the ring binder. And you can do a combination of both, depending on if you're gifting it, it's just for yourself, anything like that. Any questions on the binding styles? Zooming. Yeah, you can order different versions. A lot of people do that. They will order a hardback YRO or hardback case bound for themselves. And then, you know, all the family finds out they've done this. And then they're like, they'll do, you know, 10 copies of a soft cover for like friends and family. So a lot of people do that. There are 3 paper options. There's the standard paper, which is an uncoated 70-pound paper. So it's got a matte like finish. Then you have the premium paper, which is 100-pound UV gloss. So think like your photo books, and those are really, that's my favorite paper if you have a lot of family photos in your book. Those look really nice. There's a third option, which is called the Write in the Rain paper. This paper was actually made for people in the military and like police officers, first responders, because it was meant to be all weather paper. Turns out that also works really well in a kitchen because it's spill resistant and stain resistant. My only caveat that I will say to the Write in the Rain is that if you've been on my camp, you've heard me tell this story because I made a butt of myself. I ordered a book with it and I called and I was like, you guys sent me the wrong paper. I ordered the Write in the Rain. This is standard. It looks just like our standard paper. And they're like, Christina, just throw some water on it. If it bubbles right up, like it sits on top of it, it's the Write in the Rain. And it was the Write in the Rain, but it does look just like the standard paper. But you can wipe it, dry it. And so those are great. I like it because I have a 4-year-old and now a 7-week-old. They're messy. Like our kitchen is messy, so it's nice. But I do for my mom, she's not as messy. And she likes all the photos. I do the premium paper for her. I think it just looks really nice. Any other questions on books, book bindings, paper, anything like that? I see a few other questions. I'm going to jump in. Oops. Yeah, Judith, you can change the binding. So when you go to order, let me grab the page. Got too many tabs open now. Here we go.
I didn't mean the style of the book. There are different formats. I believe when you choose to create a book, you can use different styles.
Are you talking about the themes?
Themes.
Yes. So to change your theme, you just pop up to more and go to change theme, and there are a few different themes. These premium themes have let's see, do I have they have full bleed backgrounds, which are really pretty. And then there's a few others in there, and you can just change it in there.
Does
Sorry?
it change the style of your recipe layout pages or fonts or anything?
It changes the fonts. It does not change your layouts. It just changes the fonts and the backgrounds.
Okay.
Someone asked in the chat how to do the cover. I'm going to show you guys a few different cover ideas. Miss Barbara, are you okay with me still using your book as a guinea pig? Okay. So a couple things that I love to do for covers. I like to upload. I'm going to upload a picture, one that I have, and then I'll delete it, but just to give you guys an idea. I like to do like a picture of maybe a family photo, something like that. And I like to pick one that has a little bit of what we call negative space. And what I'll do with that, especially if you have like a big family photo, you can have it take up your whole cover, and you can move to that negative space your title, and it'll look really nice. So that's one quick way to do a really pretty cover. And then what I'll do is on the back cover, I'll do something either another photo, or I'll just do a background color that kind of goes with it. So maybe like, whoops, that's not it. Sorry, we need a background color. Here we go. I'll just do a background color and I'll do the same on the spine so it wraps and looks really nice. That's a quick, easy cover that looks really, really pretty. Another thing you can do if you don't have that family photo available, go to the stock images and search baking. Here we go. Search like baking or some kind of ingredient. There's some really pretty pictures, and you see it says $1.50. These are our Getty images. It's only a one-time fee of $1.50. It's not $1.50 per book. But these make for really pretty covers. And so what you're looking for is one like this that has that big blank space that you can put your recipe, your cookbook title on. Here we go. And so you'll see that looks really nice. And what I'll do is pop that on the front, and then on the back, honestly, I'll use the same stock image. And it just looks really pretty and clean. I might add a little bit of a fancy font on the front. Some of the pretty ones are like Chelsea Market is really pretty, and then Miss Maddie is a really pretty font. And I might make it a little bit bigger. And then we'll pull this down. Image. There we go. And so it just makes for a really pretty, easy, clean cover. I can change the spine background to something like a gray that would kind of help match that. And then I want to match my spine text to my cover. So I'll go with the Miss Maddie. And now I have a really pretty cover that just took a couple of minutes and looks super professional.
Nice.
Do you want me to leave that for you, Miss Barbara? Or you want me to delete it?
No, leave it. That's fine.
I'll leave it there for you. Awesome. All right. Any other questions? Anything I can help with?
I have another if no one else has something.
Yeah.
So occasionally, and I don't know why it occurs, my recipes end up out of order
Okay.
and in the sections, or they end up not in the section that I've assigned them to.
Okay.
So do I want to go through the auto
Yeah.
section first at some point? I haven't
I
done
would.
that yet.
I would do the auto arrange, and it's going to tell you. I would use that to pull everything where it belongs. If it's really crazy out of order, the other option that you have is to delete the pages and rebatch add them to the book, and it'll lay it out for you.
Oh, if I delete the page, it doesn't delete
Yeah.
it from the recipe box.
No, it doesn't delete the recipe, and you can just add it back. Sometimes if you get, I've had that happen before where it's just gotten we've
Too
got
big.
too many things going on, and sometimes it's like, you know what, we're just going to start another book and rebuild it, and because it just that you can do that very fast. Does that make sense?
Yes, and
Okay.
and when that happened, custom order of the auto arrange. So if I don't want appetizers to be the first, since this is an Italian traditions cookbook for my family, I want all those Italian recipes on the front so they can get to those first.
Nice. I would name the
So appetizers, I want that at the end because we don't do appetizers. We do main dishes.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I think, it's funny. I think everyone has a different way of organizing their book. And I would put those in a section together. Like if you had just like all the traditional Italian, and I would name it like Italian recipes, because some people will do by cuisine. Some people will do, the way I've seen people organize it is your traditional like appetizers, breakfast, entrees, desserts. I've seen where people have organized it based on contributor. So it'll be like Grandma, Christina, Aunt Sue. And so they'll put each individual persons into a category. I've seen where people have organized based on holiday. So it'll be like Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and they're grouping all of their recipes together based on the holiday that they're cooking for. And I have seen by like cuisine, like what you're saying. So we'll have all of our Italian recipes, and then at the end they'll add other sections for other recipes.
So then I can make that my first section
Yeah,
in
just
my
drag
cookbook,
it to the top. Yeah, use the arrange pages and just drag it to the first spot.
and everything else will follow it.
Yep, as long as it's got the right section category.
Excellent. Thank you.
Perfect, of course. All right. Real quick, I am going to ask a favor of you guys. So I work a lot with our product team, and we are exploring different ship methods. Does anyone here, if you don't mind, in the chat, currently we offer USPS, and UPS. We are looking at the possibility of going from UPS to FedEx, but we haven't made that decision. Does anyone have preferences on shipping methods, UPS or FedEx? Just a quick survey while I have everyone here. And you just pop it in the chat. Either is fine. Okay. Thanks, Judith. I appreciate that. Anyone else have strong opinions on FedEx versus UPS? My mom has a very strong opinion, but I think she just has she doesn't like the FedEx driver in her area. He leaves her box at the they have a big piece of property way at the end, and whew. Either's fine. FedEx, okay. No preference on shipping. Either's fine. Okay. Good to know. You found UPS to be more okay. Wow, Barbara, you and my mom could get together and talk about the FedEx driver, man.
Yeah,
Exchange contact information. Ooh.
and they often deliver to the wrong address in my area, at least. I'm in North
Really?
Carolina. Yeah, we've got a lot of neighborhood complaints that they'll leave it on somebody else's porch just because they're being sloppy.
Oh gosh. Okay, good to know. Yeah, you know, someone said they found USPS to be more accurate. During COVID, we had a lot of issues with USPS, and they've done a really good job the last few years. We haven't seen really the issues that we did during COVID. So, got to be proud of our postal system for trying to be better. Fantastic. All right, Miss Brenda, do you have a question?
No, I was just gonna say that FedEx around here is a disaster zone.
Okay.
Stuff gets damaged. We had a cabinet we ordered and the idiot driver put it in front of our garage door, blocked our
Oh
garage.
no.
So I couldn't get out to go to
Oh
work. That
no.
was back when
And
before
you
I
have a cabinet. Oh gosh.
yeah, this big
Okay.
cabinet. I mean, it was a nightmare. And they've thrown packages on porches, wrong addresses.
Okay.
And our up sky is awesome. He leaves a dog treat for Blossom every time. And
My
if
goodness.
a different guy comes up and he doesn't leave a treat, she growls. And oh yeah, she knows
Yeah,
when
she
Joey's here.
knows. She wants Amazon and a treat. I get it. That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
mean,
makes
hey,
sense.
she loves her treats,
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
pup.
Well,
But
good to
yeah,
know. Good to
UPS has
know.
been awesome here.
Yeah, okay, good. I'll keep that in mind. We were just passing around the idea, and I said, you know what, I'll ask during camp. I'm sure people will have opinions. Fantastic. All right, guys, I've got about 15 minutes left. Any other questions? Is there anything that you would like me to go over that you would find helpful? I can do a quick tour of and show you guys some tips and tricks that I have, if you would like. Okay. Miss Jan, did you have a question?
Yeah, I'm wondering on inside the book on the title page, can a photo be added to that?
Yeah. Trying to remember on the title page. Yes, on the layout you can add a photo.
Oh, okay.
You'll
Okay.
just want to go to the photo.
Yeah, I was trying to add the photo, but I guess I didn't realize I need to change the layout first. Okay.
Yep, that's all you got to do, and then you can pop one in. And there was a few other questions. All right, I'll go over tips. Mary wants to know how long is the We Type It sale right now. You can get using the code LOVE75. You can get 75% off, which is honestly the best deal we've ever done. We do it every once in a while when we type it. The credits never expire. And they're 75% off. And so it's one recipe per credit. You can use them for both We Type It and Import My Recipe. I like to do the big bundle when they're 75% off, and then I'll use what I need, and then whatever's left over I'll use for my next project. All right, I'm gonna take one more quick look and see if there's any questions. If not, I'm gonna dig into some tips and tricks to show you guys.
What is the promo code?
Love, LOVE. I'm typing it in to everyone. 75.
Love 75?
And it expires on February the 28th.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. All right, let's go into some tips and tricks. Miss Barbara, we're gonna keep using you as the guinea pig, and we're just gonna jazz up your book some. All right.
Okay.
So we went over some of the cover tricks that I showed you. Some other things that I like to do. If I like here, so a couple, I love you got your dedication. I was about to go over dedication. I love to include a nice dedication to my family. On the table of contents, there's actually 2 layouts. And unless I have a really, really large book, I actually prefer the single column layout. And the reason for that is you can see the full recipe and read it. When you have it at the double column, which is great if you're trying to like really condense things, sometimes it will cut off things if they're really long. And so I prefer the single column table of contents. For the section dividers, something that I like to do, I like to match my section dividers fonts to my front cover fonts to look nice. And I like to use stock photos for the section dividers. And what I'll do is I'll look in, so we have like deviled eggs, mushrooms. So I might find a pretty mushrooms for this one. Stock photo. Go, let's see what we can find. Something like that, or let's see what else. I think that would be our best bet. And when there's what I can do, see, I have that blank space again. So it's kind of like making a cover divider, and we can delete this, Miss Barbara, if you don't like it, and just give it a quick. There's a photo editor. If you click here, and I think, can you guys see the photo editor right now? Manel, can you see it? Yes, sharing. Oh, you can? Good. Sometimes it doesn't show up on Zoom for some reason. So I can take this photo and I can flip it. I'm going to do that so that it's like up here, basically. Okay. And so now, and I like to use the layout that's just really big, so it makes the photo really big. Then I've got the appetizers, which I'm going to go with the Miss Maddie. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, 34. So it makes for a really pretty section divider. And what I like to do is pop in some family photos on the recipe pages. I'll show you, kind of have it right here. I'll put it in print, but it kind of looks like. So here's my appetizers page, section divider. And then, for example, I have a recipe, and I just have a family photo from everyone at Christmas. And both my mom and mother-in-law, that I made books for both of them. They just love it. I think they like to see all their kiddos' smiling faces while they're cooking their meals. A couple of tips and tricks when it comes to fonts. So if you can read a newspaper comfortably, then you that is a size 10 font. If you find a newspaper difficult to read, I would suggest going up to at least a size 12 to 14 font, just to make it a little bit more legible in print. So those are that. I would never use a script font. Those are those swirlies in the ingredients or the directions. They're very pretty. So I like to use them like on the heading, but they're very hard on the eyes to read. So what I would do is go with a script on the top for the heading, and then go with like an Open Sans, or a Montserrat, even Helvetica for the body of the recipe. I would also make this a little bit bigger. I like to hide the step numbers just for consistency, since I like to use a combination of all the like different layouts. And you'll also notice this horizontal line. Sometimes I like to hide it as well, just to have a little bit cleaner. You can keep it or hide it, but it makes this look really nice and clean there. A couple other, let's see. Sorry, I can't read the chat and seeing if I have any other questions. What other fonts do I like besides Miss Maddie? Yeah, let me go over a couple that I like. So I've already said, for body, I really strongly suggest either Open Sans, Montserrat, which is here. Times New Roman is a classic. Those would be the ones that I suggest for the body. For a pretty header, I like the Miss Maddie. I also like the Handmade Apple, which looks nice. That's a good one. I also, let's see, Architect's Daughter is a fun one. That one looks really cute. And then let's see, there's one other. Oh, the Sacramento. I like it. It's also a scripty font, and so it's pretty. Let me put this back. Miss Maddie. Oops. There we go. See if there's any more questions. So Amy, as far as the stock photo, your question, she's asking, do you pay for it when you go to purchase the book, you will see a charge for $1.50. It'll be a one-time fee. And it's just the one time, and you'll pay for it at the end when you pay for the book. So if you had 5 premium photos, you'll have 5, there'll be a charge for $1.50 charges when you purchase your book. If you come back and repurchase your book, there's the charge isn't there again. As far as Mary said, whose daughter? Architect's Daughter. That's the name of that font. So Architect's font, Sacramento, Miss Maddie is cute, Handmade Apple. Those are all your kind of more scripty, fancy fonts. Again, I do suggest them for the title. I do not suggest them for the body of the recipe. Is there a way? Let me jump back up here. Miriam, I see your message. Will you email support@createmycookbook.com and we'll go over that with you. Thank you. Change. Tammy, you're asking a great question. I love this question actually. She's asking, is there a way to change it for the whole book? Yes. So when you are making these edits, you're going to see where it says editing style 4, and you have all pages. You have this page only. You should really only be using the all pages, because what that's going to do is make it where you're not having to update every single page. It'll update it across your book. So you'll see how I updated it for her. And now in her book, the heading is the same. If the only time that you would ever use this page only is if there was a situation where you're like, oh my gosh, I just need like a smidge more room. What I might do is I would say, I'm going to edit this page only, and I'm going to drop the font just one, but only on this page so that I can make it fit. That's really the only time I would ever use this page only. But if you're using the editing for all pages, it's going to update all the same things in that book.
Hold on 1 second. I'm on a Zoom.
Yes. Okay. All right, let's keep going with questions. Like, that was a good one, Tammy. Andrea, yeah, we do have a service where we will review your book. It's called We Review It. The way you do that is when you're ready to generate your proofs, and you can do this at any point. We've got some pages missing. and this is actually a good thing for you guys to see. If you ever get to where you're gonna generate your proof and you're getting these, if you just double click it, it will take you straight to the page that has the error, and you can adjust it. So in this situation, we've got page 8 is missing a photo, so we would just need to switch that to a layout that didn't have a photo. And that's the quick way. We have quite a few in here to make sure you have no warnings. If you also, when you're in your book, if you see these little orange triangles, so this one says it's missing a photo, it just means we have a layout that has a photo and we don't have a photo on the page. We can just make those edits. So I do like to flip through my book before preview generating the proofs. And then that's how you can get to we review it. You will have to generate your proofs, but oops, give this a second. You can also come, let's see, help under get an expert opinion, and you'll see we review it. So what this does is someone on our team will flip through your book. They'll make you a video, a custom loom. They're going to check for any blurry photos, and they're going to let you know if they're worried about anything that's going to print blurry. They're going to check to make sure that all of your content is fitting on the pages and nothing's falling off, nothing's overlapping. And they're also going to check your cover to make sure that there's no issues there. It starts off at $9.95 for the first 20 pages, and then it's 10 cents a page. It typically takes less than a business day. I would say about a business day. It can take at the holidays up to 2 business days, but most of the time I would say they're within a business day, you get a response. They'll send you a video if you have questions or need help fixing it. Our support team will be happy to help you with that. Miss Judith, did you have a question? Miss Judith?
Yes.
I think you muted. You are.
On that, downloading the proof PDF,
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to put the photos in just yet. I want to see what it looks like without the photos. It sounds like the photos have to be on the photo pages in order to print it.
You just switch it to a layout without the photos.
But that's almost like every page, so I'm definitely going to have the photos in first.
Yeah. In order for our software to render the book, it has to have all the contents in to do that. So you can either switch it to a layout that doesn't need a photo, or you could just, if you wanted to insert the photos.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
There's no charge for that, right?
To generate the proof? No, ma'am.
Okay.
Fantastic. Okay.
Thanks.
Of course. Okay, we're at about 4 minutes left. Whose daughter? We answered that. Is there a way to customize the recipe page for all? And I think you're asking if I remove the line for one page, it'll remove it for all of them as long as I have the editing for all pages set up. If there's not a way to move boxes around with the layout, and that's for there's a lot of, I could go into it, but there's a lot of reasons for that. So if you have a really long recipe, one thing that I do suggest, this is a good tip. Let's see. There we are. Hopefully we can find one. All right, I'm gonna fake it and then I'm gonna fix your recipe, Miss Barbara. So if we had a really long recipe, if we select one of the layouts that has step numbers, you're gonna get a warning. Let's see. I gotta make it even longer for this guy. I'm gonna get a warning like this. I can add a continued recipe page, which will just it'll just continue the recipe over. So that it goes across 2 pages. So that's if you have really large recipe, that's the way to kind of fix that. Let me go back and fix this recipe real quick for Miss Barbara. There we go. All right, let's check one more. Thanks, Tammy. I appreciate it. You're so sweet. All right, guys, I have time for one more question if anyone has it, and then I am going to have to jump. I've got one more meeting, and then I've got to go grab my 4-year-old. So it'll be a fun afternoon. Any more questions? Good. Thanks so much for coming to camp. I'm excited to be back. And thanks, Mary. You guys are so sweet. We'll have another camp in 2 weeks. We're hoping in 2 weeks that we're going to do what we do like to do is occasionally have somebody come on who has done a cookbook before and they'll share their cookbook. So in 2 weeks, we'll do the first 15 minutes will be a quick tour of someone's cookbook. You can take a look at them. You can ask them questions about their experience. They're always happy and willing to share. Again, if you can't make it, be sure to sign up and you'll get the replay and you can watch it later. But yeah, I'll see everyone in 2 weeks. If you have any questions, reach out to support@createmycookbook.com. Also, just fun, check your email. There will be a promotion code coming out tomorrow that everyone might like, especially if you like the hardback case bound, that will be coming out. So be sure to check tomorrow on your email. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your
Bye.
day.
Thanks,
See you.
Christina. Enjoy
Thanks.
those baby snuggles.
You. They're pretty great.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you.